For an entire week, the realm burned. 3 massive factions, dozens of alliances under each banner, and thousands of players marched day and night, all for one shining prize at the center of the map, the glorious city. This was no quick arena skirmish or 60-minute chaos. This was strategy stretched over days. Sleep was sacrificed, timers were whispered about in real life. There was diplomacy, betrayal, patience, and an unhealthy amount of troop deaths. And the reward system, it thrived during this week. Merits, bravery tokens, and healing rewards. Killing troops was rewarded, and healing thousands was also rewarded. It was basically a festival of controlled destruction. My Spartans were summoned under the Longreach banner, fighting alongside giants like NBe and RRH, powerful siblings, and seasoned warriors. They were the kind you were glad to stand next to when things got ugly. And ugly they did. On one side was Tempest, led by BDR, one of the top monsters of the realm. On the other side was Shadow, led by Rhodey, equally terrifying and equally loaded with whales who could probably solo any map for breakfast. Of course, we ended up caught between them. My luck never disappoints. The objective was simple in theory. Fight, conquer, advance, reach the glorious city, hold it. Each faction could choose its military position. Offensive, bleed them. Defensive, endure them. Logistic, support the madness. In practice, when 3 factions were clashing over multiple cities simultaneously, while also defending their own cities and managing cooldowns, choosing your role became less about strategy and more about survival instinct. And then came the final day. The Shadows, ROD, held the glorious city. We, Longreach, had to take it. But that wasn't enough. We also needed to defend 2 other buildings, one from Rhodey's wrath and another from Tempest's ambition, because BDR decided it would be fun to declare war on both of us and storm the center at the same time. 3 titans, 1 map, no breathing room. What followed was absolute madness. Whales crashed into whales, troops vanished before you could blink. Amidst that chaos were the witches and Spartan kittens, brave, determined, and occasionally flattened against very expensive walls. I hit, I scratched, and I burned through troops like incense in a storm. In the middle of the carnage, something shifted. Shadow lost access to one of their military cities to Tempest. That crack in their structure changed everything. Longreach saw the opening. Bleeding, exhausted, and barely holding some of our outer positions, we surged toward the center. The glorious city became a vortex. And somehow, almost impossibly, Longreach conquered it. But conquest is only half the story. We still had to defend 1 military city from Tempest, our merchant cities from opportunistic strikes. It felt like juggling flaming swords while standing in the middle of a hurricane.
Will you fight or will you fall? When you hear the siren sound, is there trembling in your bones?
As the clock ticked down, decisions became harder. Should we stay offensive? Switch to defensive? Boost logistics to sustain the grind? There is no clean choice when everything is on fire.
War is fury, there's no mercy.
The last hours were pure attrition. Blades dulled, spears snapped, cavalry charges slowed, arrows ran out, but the banners held.
No end to the hunger when it's glory that you crave.
And when the dust finally settled, when even the whales seemed tired and their shadows stopped flashing across the map,
there's no mercy. No mercy.
faction stood victorious. We survived being squeezed between two of the strongest factions in the realm. We adapted, endured, and bled. Strategically, of course. The witches scratched the monsters. The Spartan kittens roared louder than expected. And our bigger siblings proved why they are called giants. The glorious city shone in our colours. And for once, my spells worked just fine.
No mercy.